Geoff Thompson, Executive Chair of the Youth Charter, UN NGO and international charity, using sport and the arts as social and human development tools for life, but more importantly ensuring that young people are empowered and equipped to take the responsibility for their own social and human development and as a result sustain communities. The Young Citizens Action agenda was about giving young people a voice and, more importantly, having a meaning and tangible voice in the regional strategy, which was looking at what education, vocation, training and employment might look like for the future of the region, its citizens, and how it would thereby contribute to the social, cultural and economic long-term sustainability of the region. Consultation had been limited. We, the Youth Charter, played a role in partnership with the Institute of Citizenship and a number of other public and private sector entities, mainly represented with the North West Business Leadership Team, in seeing how we could do that and make that happen. 6 or 7 months ago there was a launch in Manchester, and as a result a number of questionnaires were sent out to young people across the region, I think up to 8,000 questionnaires, which was unique in itself, from all walks of life, again unique in itself. And for the first time we got an urban, suburban and rural perspective on what young people wanted to see happen in their lives, in the lives of their communities. The launch of the report was last week. The Chancellor of the Exchequer, George Osborne, accepted the report, received the report, and I think it was important, bearing in mind that spending reviews are imminent. We're only 20 days away from significant decisions that will be made with regards to the amount of money that will be made available in public service delivery and its impact in community life and in young people's lives. People want to know about whether they'll be able to get access to their youth clubs, their leisure centres. There have been considerable efforts by local authorities of late to ensure that young people have access to leisure facilities to be able to participate in the activities that they are interested in. The previous government administration took great stock, certainly and as an aspect of the Youth Charter's lobbying, we saw physical activity, cultural activity, again used to engage young people with a number of wider tools that would see them pursue vocation, training and employment. The one thing that has been proven is the NEETs, not in education, employment and training, was a major crossroads for young people having left school, and if not pursuing the traditional route and pathway to alternative apprenticeships, alternative training programs, having been failed by the education system, is that the alternative route was definitely antisocial behaviour, gang-related behaviour and even radicalised behaviour. So with that in mind, it was looking at how these concerns were weighed up and balanced as part of what the new regional strategy might look like and how local authorities will be able to provide those provisions. The effects of the cuts, if they're to be as deep as is being predicted, which for the first time in 80 years will have seen the public sector environment radically drawn back from its frontline delivery, is everything from educational support of existing needs of young people or children who are being still failed by the education system. Case in point, if you take a typical case of a young child who is likely to have special needs, those special needs have had a whole multi-agency support mechanism that, whilst not fully effective, has at least met in some way, shape or form the needs of that child. At the moment, if that's pulled away, that individual becomes another budgetary responsibility of another department. That department doesn't exist or have reduced resources as a result of that. Those cuts, instead of having a scalpel effect, I think could have a wider effect with that impact being passed on to somebody else. This shouldn't see cuts passing the buck to somebody else by way of responsibility. If the police then, in turn, with their cuts, can't meet the needs of what people are saying might result from antisocial behaviour, when we know the government are encouraging communities to be collective in our policing, we need to take responsibility. Well, that was great in the yesteryear. Young people are a lot more in your face now. They're rather more willing to challenge, and we need a relationship that's intergenerational. And with the cuts proposed, we can only see collective community approach, multi-agency working, which was policy of the last administration, now becoming real in this current administration. But cuts are imminent, cuts are going to be a fact of life, and we're all going to have to work together. It doesn't always have to mean bad things, but I think initially there will be a lot of challenges because there's lots of fear.